And welcome back, everybody. Thanks for sticking with us. Art Pierce, Executive Director, Rome's Capitol Theater, celebrating 90 years up there in Rome. What do you got coming up? At the Capitol, on the main stage, main screen, we don't have anything much coming up for the next couple of months. We typically take a break there in the wintertime, but there's always something going on at the Cinema Capitol next door. Let's see, right now, our current attractions are Boy Erased, and The Old Man and the Gun, which is the new Robert Redford picture. Those are both playing through Thursday. And there's always, like I said, there's always something playing there, so you can always check our website at romecapital.com, capital with an O, and find out what the current attractions are. We're also listed, of course, in the regular newspaper listings for what movies are playing. The Rome Capitol is also used, you made reference to it before, by dance companies, by other people. Yep, we had, well, the O'Neill Studio of Dance used it this month, as well as Star Performance Dance Center. They both did dance events at the Capitol. And I mean, we are a house that does various kinds of productions, so we are available for our own productions, but we also do rentals to outside organizations, and they use it quite a bit. It was built as a movie house, but it's a very flexible space. I've been backstage at the Capitol, pretty good sized backstage. What kind of shape is it in? Oh, good. It's in decent shape. You know, we will be doing some additional work with the Capitol, but the house has had quite a bit of things done on it. No big major overhauls in the past few years, but we've been doing things, working fairly steadily on it for the past couple of decades or so. What about the organ? That dates back 90 years as well. What kind of shape is the organ in? Well, if you'd asked me a week ago, I would have said not very good. We had a fellow come in from Albany and work on it the day of our performance, and he had told our house organist, "It's not playable. You're not going to play this tonight." And our house organist, John Paul, said, "We are playing it tonight, so get to work." So he got it in good playing shape. Wow. And it does need some work, and we are now seeking grant funds, and we're also getting a couple of people in to do just kind of an assessment of what needs to be done with the organ, because we'd like to get it, you know, the rest of the houses, things are happening with the rest of the Capitol. We don't want to neglect the organ, which has been there since 1928, so we are working to make sure that's in really good playable shape, and not just now, but obviously for years to come. What about the structure itself? Are 90 years old, things like the roof and flooring and seats, what kind of shape are those in? Roof, we're going to have redone in the spring. We have some grant money for that. And the seats are probably going to be, many of them are going to be redone, some are going to be refurbished, some are going to be replaced. I think anything we have that's an original seat, we're looking to probably get refurbished. We have some newer seats that may be replaced. The carpeting will be replaced. The structure itself is all steel frame construction, so it's a good, solidly built building. I know the Stanley, whenever Jerry Krause comes on, your counterpart at the Stanley, he talks about volunteers and the need for volunteers. Are you looking for volunteers? Always looking for volunteers for our shows at the Capitol. Like I said, we have about 100 performances over there, and we can use volunteers for all sorts of things at the Capitol Theater. So yes, if you are interested in volunteering, check our website, get in contact with us, give us a call. We'll get back to you with our volunteer coordinator, and we'll talk to you about what you can do. Talk about the future. Where do you see the future of the Capitol Theater going? Well, thanks to the DRI funds from the state, which are going to amount to $2.5 million. And we're also looking at raising an additional $1.5 million ourselves. We are looking to do some major renovations to additional buildings, the additional buildings we purchased, and also to restore the Capitol. And like I said, part of that is the new marquee. We look to do a lot of work with interiors inside, with the fabric on the walls, and replacing the kind of nondescript gray carpet we've had in there for the last 20 years with an actual reproduction of a 1939 carpet, since we're looking to restore to 1939. And also add some things as far as some niceties as far as stage lighting goes and things like that were never really part of the house originally. But we want to do that in such a way as to not jeopardize the historic integrity of the building. We are not looking to expand the size of the stage, but we do want to make it more amenable to stage performances. So we're looking to do a lot of things at the Capitol, mostly by way of restoration. When a production comes in, how do they load in, I think they call it? How do they get their stuff in there? I know at the Stanley for years that was a problem because they had to drop it down. How do you get in there?
Well, we have a all concrete construction pathway into our door that they load into, so it's a fairly easy load in. It's a good load in area in the back, and we are eventually looking at creating an additional space back there to make even a better load in, because we want to bring in some even bigger shows. But right now it's a pretty easy load in for most groups.
Handicapped accessible?
Yep, we are handicapped accessible. We have been since, I think when we reopened in 1985 as the Civic Center. We put some options in there that were previously not there.
On your wish list, Art, what do you have on there for the Capitol Theater?
I think what we're really looking for is we're on the verge of kicking off a capital campaign. So what we're really looking for is eventually we would be going to the public and looking for funding to help us match the $2.5 million we're getting from the state with $1.5 million. And that'll allow us to do a lot of things as far as, like I said, work with additional buildings and putting an additional performance space in there and a multi-purpose space. And that's really necessary for us because our offerings are growing so much. We need that more flexible space in the back.
Come back when you've got some of those fundraisers that you want to talk about.
I will do that.
Good.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in, Art. That's going to do it for us this week. We'll be back next week. We'll do it all again. Don't forget cnyhomepage.com. Lots of good stuff there. Until next time, take care of yourself, everybody.